gonna stay here. We have a new helper of the day, and her name is Lucy. And she's the most beautiful Lucy on the planet Earth. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and Lucy will be mixing our dough. And we're making something pretty simple, easy, and very, very filling and so delicious. Although I stopped eating this, anything I make too much, I stop eating it. But my children never get bored of the same thing. So
What are we making anyways?
that khachapuri thing, the big one, the round circle khachapuri.
Oh yeah.
It's bread with cheese, but slightly different that you would imagine. The inspiration came from another bread and cheese dish called Ajarian khachapuri. This is basically a larger version of the khachapuri without eggs, because my children don't like eggs, and I don't add butter either because that's already bread and cheese. It's too much calories. So we're gonna start by making the dough. We have milk and water in our bowl, and make sure it's lukewarm temperature. What's lukewarm, Lucy?
I don't know.
It's like warm, but not too warm. Like it's not hot. When you dip your finger in there, it should feel warm, but not burn. Did you get it? Yeah. My English is very different. And I'm adding some instant yeast. If using active dry yeast, you may need to activate it before starting to knead the dough. And I also add a little bit sugar. Mix it, Luce. Mix it.
It smells so good.
It smells good. Alka was saying it's yucky. He says, oh, that's yucky. And a little bit of oil. I'm using olive oil. Any vegetable oil will work. Did you give her the bread?
Yeah.
She was happy?
Wait, are those?
It's your bread.
Okay, so I added the oil, and then flour goes next. And another cup of flour. And the salt. Very basic making of regular dough, yeast dough. This time it's just with milk. Okay, that's it, Lily. Now Lily, Lucy.
No.
You wanna help Dr. Lilith?
Wait, are those
Yeah.
seeds?
No.
What did you bring? Waffles?
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free waffle. She went to our neighbor's house and they both eat only sugar-free things. And she has this backpack full of sugar-free candies.
Hey.
How healthy is that?
It has no sugar.
Oh, it has no sugar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unlike everything you make.
Let me try those.
Fine.
Okay, so let's add a little bit more flour, and as long as whenever you can continue mixing, Lucinjan, you're gonna give it to me and I'll knead the dough, okay? And you're playing now.
Not playing it, but it's beautiful.
No, it's not beautiful. Okay, let me do it. Thank you so much.
Mama,
I'm not going to knead this dough too long. You don't want over knead. You want to have very soft and light dough. So I'll place this in my bowl, cover with towel or plastic, set aside to rest and rise, probably an hour or more. And while that's resting, I'll go ahead and make the filling. And for the filling, we need 2 different kinds of cheeses, yogurt, egg. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So I'll go bring the ingredients, wash my hands, and we'll go from there. And for the filling, we need mozzarella, and then we also need some feta cheese. Any feta will work as long as it's salty. That's important. And I don't know how much I will need mozzarella, so I'm shredding a little bit more. And then I'm gonna set this aside. For the other cheese mixture, this is not a mixture actually, yeah, this is just simple mozzarella. And for the other one, I need to mix some egg, 1 egg, and then my feta, and some yogurt. Also, I would suggest to have farmer's cheese if you have, or ricotta cheese. I don't know why I wasn't very well prepared, because I decided to make this at last minute. That's why I'm not very well prepared, but in the recipe I'll put down everything so you can make your mixture properly. Okay, and I'm going to mix this everything together very well. It should be slightly like watery, not watery, but a little bit loose mixture. This is going to be the first layer of cheese. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mix this very well and we'll go from there. Now my cheeses are ready, set aside, and I already made another dough earlier, so I don't have to wait until it rises, because you know I always do hundreds of things at one time. So the dough is ready. See, I also even put some notes on the dough so I remember which dough is it. I made a couple of different doughs today. Okay, so this has been resting for quite a while, probably 1.5 hours, and it's very well risen. I would recommend, when baking this, I would recommend to use one of these baking trays, baking pans that have holes. That way it will bake so much better, bake through so much better. Or if you can't get one of these, be sure to use one of your heavy bottom baking pans. Just place it in the oven, preheat it, and then place your khachapuri, or I don't want to call this khachapuri actually, your bread on top of that preheated baking pan. That way you make sure it bakes very well, and you won't have any sogginess on the bottom. So that's that. Okay, and I'm going to roll this out into a circle, of course, and then we'll go from there. And I would suggest to first of all slightly knead it, just like this, to give it the circle shape, like this, and then with your fingertips try to spread it out. And it's much better to pull and stretch the dough like this. I don't have those tossing, turning skills, and I will probably never be able to do that, but I can do it my way, like simple. Okay, so I'll go ahead and stretch my dough out and place it onto my baking tray, and we'll go from there. We're almost done. Okay, my dough is stretched out, and try to stretch it out to the fullest of your tray. I'll measure the tray and let you know how big it is. Okay, and first layer will go the mixture we made earlier. Okay, and spread it out evenly, thinly and evenly. If you feel like it's not too much cheese, you can always kind of double the recipe, but this is a good amount of cheese. Halijan. And you want to spread out the cheese until the edges, like this. Okay, and the second layer will go the mozzarella, and I started preheating the oven to 480 degrees. This bakes very quickly, by the way, and the good thing about this dough or this dish, sometimes I will just assemble everything, set it in my fridge and bake it whenever I want to bake, even next day or the other day. Just be sure to cover it with something. I finished adding my cheeses and I'm folding the ends towards the center just to kind of create a crust, stuffed crust. Okay, you can always make it look nice and perfect. This time I'm trying to make it nice, not perfect. Okay, so this will bake about 15 to 25 minutes depending on your oven and depending how bright you want it to look. Okay, so I'll bake this and we're done. Okay, and this is ready. Come. Okay, I want you to see how it looks and don't touch, it's very hot. It's all nice and bubbly. And if you wanna brush the crust with some butter, you can do it. I don't do it. It's enough. You wanna brush it? Let's not brush it with butter. Okay, this will need to rest 2 to 3 minutes because it's way too hot. I don't want them to burn themselves. Okay, and we'll take some pictures too before we slice it. Okay. Let's see. I don't eat your matics. This
Want
looks
to cut him off?
I'm gonna cut it, yeah. He eats everything with fork and knife.
It's very fancy.
It's very, he's very fancy. It's still hot out there. Okay, so this was our cheese and bread. How do we call this, guys? Cheese and
Khachapuri.
khachapuri. Everything that has cheese and bread,
No, pizza.
we call it pizza.
Hachapuri pizza.
Mm.
No, pizza.
This is too delicious for me. Okay? I'll finish my slice and the rest they'll finish it within a few minutes. I bet. Okay, full recipe will be on my blog at heghineh.com. Try it, let me know how you liked it. Subscribe to my channel and then like the video if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. I know.
Baba.
Papa, mama. Hatika, Hatika.